There's no place to escape to.
This is the last podcast.
On the left. That's when the cannibalism started.
What was that?
Oh no, I have a whole theory about where do you think the Montauk boys went? To Generation Alpha. They're little Nazi-trained boys. Time traveling into the past. Time traveling into the future.
Z is more the Nazis than Alpha.
I'm just saying, the broccoli head boys, why do you think they had such stupid haircuts? It allows them to travel through time.
Oh, you think the broccoli hair resists the time juice?
Have you done any sort of, first of all, fuck you. Second of all,
I'm
have you
here
done
with an open mind, man.
Have you done any sort of research into Tesla coils?
Tesla coils?
What do you think of broccoli?
I've seen one.
You know what a broccoli haircut is?
I went to the observatory. I watched the Tesla coil.
Do you understand?
Fucking awesome.
What a broccoli haircut is?
Yeah.
A bunch of Tesla coils. On top of their well-groomed Nazi heads.
Like Yahoo Serious.
Yes.
And young Einstein.
Okay, now you're really getting it. Welcome to the last podcast on the left,
Yes.
ladies and gentlemen. I am Marcus Parks. I'm here with Henry Zabrowski. Interesting theories.
I'm a Montauk boy expert.
I bet you are.
If I walk the streets of Montauk, I could tell you every kind
Bring
of
me
boy.
a boys.
Yeah, let's go.
Bring me the boys.
That's your stickball boy. That's your boy that's fucking at the age of 12. That's your boy that is going to go on to become the situation, and meaning that he's going to cause a situation at a public grocery store.
Now, is this because on the way to Camp Hero, on the road, as you're driving there, you will pass Hank Zabrowski Memorial Field?
I don't know where my father was during the 60s. He won't answer my questions. My father won't tell me what he was doing on Montauk, why there was a memorial field dedicated to him there.
I think it's dedicated to you.
I think
if time travel's real and you're involved with the fucking CIA like we always claimed you were.
I'm in the NSA. And
you're in all of it, baby.
I feel like all of this I'm seeing it all flooding back.
Yeah.
And I might have been divided into two different realities. And maybe that's one reality where I'm some shit fuck fat face in Long Island getting a memorial field based upon me because I got shot in a bank. Or
is that what happened to him?
I think so. And then the other half of me's here living this incredible Hollywood life. Wow.
Yeah.
That's why I'm so tired.
That's exactly why you're so tired. And, of course, we have with us the open-minded Ed Larson, very open-minded this week.
I'm here to learn. I'm going to ask some questions,
sure,
but I am going to try to accept the answers.
All we ask is that you try. That's all we ask.
Very good. This is an important chapter in conspiracy theory history.
We're talking about the Montauk Project today. This is a very important chapter. This is something that we've been wanting to cover for a very, very long time. We weren't quite ready yet, but I think now we finally got the chops to do it. We got the juice for it.
Oh, yeah. This is the bullshit noise that strings the Philadelphia experiment, MK Ultra, all of it together in one big old fun conspiracy soup.
Yeah, yes. I mean, at its core, the Montauk Project is what happens when you take a handful of the great conspiracy theories of the 20th century, from MK Ultra to alien collaborations with America to secret government time travel experiments, and you put them all into one building in Long Island. Now, some of you may already know that the story of the Montauk Project was very loosely adapted into the Netflix show Stranger Things. In fact, the original pitch for Stranger Things was a found footage project called Montauk. But while Stranger Things is admittedly a delightful show and quite lighthearted, the actual story of the Montauk Project, or at least the story that has been presented to the world, is far darker and far more unbelievable, although you will notice similarities here and there. As Henry put it to me, the Montauk Project is, in essence, the story of alien tech stolen by the Nazis to create a nation of time-traveling boys.
Exactly. And that's what we all are looking for. Yeah.
That, however, is only part of the tale here. The story goes that between 1943 and 1984, the Montauk Project also conducted experiments that brought fearsome beasts into our reality from the planes beyond, using psychics, kidnapped children, William Reich's Orgon energies, the Antichrist, and the actor Mark Hamill,
who is still trying to fight to get his way out of this story.
But as far as what the goal of the Montauk Project was, it mainly focused on unlocking the farthest reaches of human potential by developing our psychic abilities via alien tech. And it was the development of those abilities that led to all the time travel and monster manifestation.
And it led to the scariest, funkiest lounge chair to ever exist.
The Montauk chair.
Oh, we'll get to it. But this story, in essence, really, we have to remember, every single corner of this story takes place in beautiful Long Island.
Yes.
And that every...
The end of it.
Oh, man, the very end of
The
it.
tip of the dick.
This is where Billy Joel watches over everyone.
Everyone.
Right.
Now, it's all celebrities now.
Oh, yes. Sure.
Alec Baldwin, Steven Spielberg's got a compound out there.
Alec Baldwin, just be careful around there. Don't try to shoot a Western around there. Right? They're going to shoot you.
He's on the softball team. Did you know that?
Whoa!
Yeah.
The picture? And this is, but just remember, I think a lot of what comes out of this story and why we are so obsessed with the story is, I dare you to have a building in Long Island and tell a bunch of Long Islanders that they can't go in it. And what they do, and they go, oh, you mean tell me? Oh, I can't go fucking in there? There's nothing, I guess nothing for me to see, huh? Nothing for White Pie Tony to see? You know what I mean? Like, yes. Unfortunately, sometimes, I know, Tony, you do know everybody's business in Franklin Square, but not in this one square.
Yeah, and in this little building, when you tell them you can't go in there, the people of Long Island started to create a story around this location on Montauk Point.
Well, they're barely telling them they can't go in there. It's a 6-foot fence. like you can get in there.
Hey, to White Pie Tony.
I had too much pasta fazool to see if I can't get over a 6-foot fence.
White Pie Tony can't get out of a lawn chair. You know, like, it's very difficult. Like, I don't understand. Why don't these conspiracy theories just come to me?
Now, since the Montauk Project is such a hodgepodge of so many conspiracy theories, it can, not surprisingly, turn into a confusing labyrinth of pseudoscience and dead-end narratives quite quickly.
Almost immediately.
Additionally, the men who tell the story about the Montauk Project are, simply put, liars of the highest degree, pathological even. Some of the claims they make about both the project and their personal lives are either impossible or so easily disproved.
But they've built it all into the storytelling.
Yeah, the co-author of the definitive book on the Montauk Project, he totally cops to this. His name is Peter Moon, and he says that his book, also named The Montauk Project, is not necessarily 100% true.
See?
That's just because some of its information is based on intuition, psychic readings, and the channeling of various alien entities. Peter Moon, however, does go on to say that if at least part of his claims weren't true, then the mainstream media wouldn't have spent so many years not covering his book.
Like Marcus here. Like what Marcus is doing. Marcus is already shutting down the valve of information as we even fucking go. You tell me I'm the work?
I'm covering the book. I'm doing it, man. I'm putting it out there. But in the conspiracy theorist's mind, not covering the book is tantamount to actively suppressing the information contained therein.
Who published the book?
I believe it was him.
No, okay.
The first one might have been like pretty legit.
It might have been something like Pegasus Press.
Yes.
Or legit in the fact that I don't know if he had to put up his own money to put it out. I don't think it wasn't a vanity pressing. I know that for sure.
Yeah, Sky Books. I'm certain. Yeah, that was out there. That was like one of those small, it was a small
Sky Books,
imprint.
I think it's the same imprint that put out Behold the Pale Horse.
Cool.
I think so.
Well, I'd love to meet that fucked up editor. what his fucking life is like.
You got Peter Moon on one phone call. You got Bill Cooper on the other.
Oh,
How
my
was
the
the grammar in the book?
It's fine.
Yeah, it's like a finely written book.
All right, I just want to check.
Yeah, it's good enough. It's definitely good enough.
But you forget, Marcus, is that you're not giving them the credit of the fact that every single time that they were engaged in work on the Montauk Project, they were being bombarded with hypnotic messaging from powerful radars that were being manned by boy psychics.
Yeah, I am forgetting that.
You're forgetting that, and every single time you do, I'm going to put your ass right in the fucking corner.
Oh.
Yeah. And I think it's interesting that a man named Peter Moon shows his ass so often.
Hey, it came from a lineage of fellow ass showers.
Now, Peter Moon brought the story of the Montauk Project to the world with his 1992 book of the same name, which was co-written with a whistleblower who supposedly worked on the inside of the Montauk Project as a scientist for well over a decade. These two men claimed that after they began publishing in the early 90s, because the Montauk Project was just one book amongst a series of books, including Pyramids of the Montauk, I believe.
Oh,
and
yeah.
various
Which
others.
is, again, just White Tony's back. White Pie Tony's back is covered with a lot of Montauk pyramids.
I usually get the red sauce, but it started to give me heartburn.
Yeah, so I gotta do is now I take it anally.
But after they began publishing in the early 90s, these two men claimed to have been contacted by a multitude of people who worked on the Montauk Project itself. People who have confirmed, Peter Moon said, that everything written in the book is true, even though Peter said himself that not everything in the book is true. But Peter Moon is comfortable living with these contradictions because for him, reality is highly malleable for everyone. In fact, he says that as a general rule, if you think that you've been involved in a space-time project, then you probably have. Because the entire universe is, after all, a space-time project in itself.
That explains all my shit with Obama and being with him having lunch on Saturn. Because Barack Obama comes into this later on.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah. He comes in later. This also connects Project Serpo.
It does connect to Project Serpo, yes. Barack
and the
Obama,
secret space program.
Barack Obama on Mars, and all John Titor as well.
Yeah, oh yeah, it all connects.
Yeah.
That makes it real.
Yeah.
What is Project Serpo?
Project
No,
Serpo
we're
is
not.
an exchange between us and a race of aliens that we met on a planet called Serpo. They called it Serpo, and we did an astronaut exchange.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, through the same mechanisms that allow them to travel through time and space.
Hold on. So aliens call their astronauts as well?
No, we called them astronauts to make them feel better about having aliens
So
in the
all
office.
aliens are astronauts.
Yeah, technically.
Fuck.
Right? Buzz Aldrin was an alien on the moon. Put that in your fucking bong and
God
smoke it.
damn.
I can feel your mind opening.
You gotta understand, dude. We already have been the aliens, man.
We'll fucking run some mind control on myself for next week, man. This is going to be great. I'm coming in fucked up. Man.
He's just gonna be doing it. That's called whippets. He's gonna be putting a plastic bag over his head to play the pass out game.
You're telling me that the fucking man on the moon was inside the moon
Exactly.
when he was in the bunker?
Exactly.
But at the end of the day, the Montauk Project is still a classic old-school conspiracy theory that folds in all the old favorites like the Philadelphia experiment, the reptilians, and Nazis. And that's in addition to its own swerves, like time-traveling chairs and murderous monsters born from the human subconscious. And so, let's get into the Montauk Project by starting at its location, Montauk Point, located on the easternmost end of Long Island in New York State. Now, supposedly, and I'm going to be using that word a lot today.
Well, you know, it's a thought experiment.
I counted it. I think in my script, the word supposedly is used 29 times.
I think that you need to delete it, bro, and just understand that this is concrete reality, dog.
There could be a couple of allegedlys in there.
There's
Oh, sure.
Well, no, that's the thing. It's not even counting the allegedlys. But supposedly, a lighthouse was constructed at Montauk Point specifically on the orders of George Washington and Alexander Hamilton in 1792 through an act of Congress.
Great.
The co-authors of the Montauk Project point towards the construction of this lighthouse as proof that the idea of doing clandestine scientific research at Montauk Point was something that has been planned since the founding of our country, but it only came to pass starting in the 1940s.
Yeah.
I'm only going to give a little bit of pushback here, only because a lighthouse is something that you can immediately see. So it doesn't really make any sense.
Well, it's like
for that
it's just,
to say that.
it's just marking it.
Yes.
It's just like, hey guys, if you want to do clandestine scientific research sometime in the future of this country, this is a good place for it.
That's actually the opposite of what you want to do with a clandestine research facility. You don't want to put anything that has any sort of like you notice it.
Yeah.
It also, it has nothing to do with the fact that it's the closest point of the United States to England.
Well, and the Nazis.
Yeah, and there's a giant sandbar that goes out 100 yards that could make any ship run ashore.
Whoa, cool.
But that's just part of it. That's part of it. That's a happy accident. That's a happy coincidence.
When they start digging.
1792.
Whoop, wow. That's why they got 7 floors.
Yeah.
That's why the Montauk Project had 7 basements.
7 basements underground. Now, just west of Montauk Point is Camp Hero State Park, which until 1981 was an Air Force base called Fort Hero. As far as why Fort Hero was built in this spot specifically, it was believed that if the Germans had decided to invade the United States during World War II, Montauk was a likely invasion point. So, to protect from invasion, we built Army, Navy, Air Force, and Coast Guard installations at Camp Hero, then disguised the entire base to look like a New England fishing village by painting windows on the concrete bunkers and putting ornamental roofs on the barracks to fool possible German spies.
But it didn't, because there were Nazi spies that landed on the beach in Montauk.
Oh, yeah.
And then eventually went through the Long Island Railroad to the city and got caught in D.C.
It's just such a funny idea of Nazi spies in Long Island just being like, hey, what you doing? Nice pointy hat. Hey, what you doing? Huh? Oh, hey, whoa. Like, just like yelling and being like, you're a Nazi. This is white. Don't fuck with New Yorkers and Nazis. All right?
Yeah.
Long Islanders hate Nazis.
They really do. Even if they're racist, they'd still hate Nazis.
It's funny.
Yeah.
It's funny.
I mean, the largest Nazi rally in American history was held at Madison Square Garden.
Yes.
Well, that was-
technically not on Long Island.
And that was booked from outside of town.
And there was just another one there last year.
Oh,
So
I remember.
that's
Yeah.
nice,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Now, the military base story is reasonable, but the authors of the Montauk Project maintain that Fort Hero was never just a simple outpost for protecting us from the Germans or testing torpedoes like the government wants you to believe.
Mouse thinking, not giant thinking.
Mouse thinking? That's a
Mouse
new
thinking.
one. That's a new one for me.
Baby thinking, baby mouse thinking. Small fries here.
I like cheese.
As do I. Instead, Fort Hero, prior to being the site of the Montauk Project, was also where some of the most infamous alleged military experiments in history took place, like the Phoenix Project and the Philadelphia Experiment. So before we get into the Montauk Project proper, let's cover the operations that supposedly led to the project's foundings. Operations that laid the groundwork for the secret government time travel mind control experiments that came to define the conspiracy.
Yeah, man, because that's the thing. What they discover, what's awesome about all of this shit, right, is that they all failed their way to something dumber.
Yeah.
Every single project was supposed to do one thing, and then it just did something else, and then they just kept giving them money to fuck up. Because it seems like the U.S. government, on some level, in this version of reality, are all like, yeah. Make it invisible. What did it do? Oh, did the guy have 2 heads? Great. Let's make 2-headed guys. And they're like, fuck, this is the best way to make 2-headed guys. They're like, no shit. I didn't even know I wanted to make 2-headed guys.
Yeah, it's literally like sounds like a 12-year-old being like, I have an invisible battleship.
That's amazing. That's fucking, guess what? I believe you because I can't see it.
Rise from your grave.
So the Phoenix Project started way back in the 1940s as a simple weather control program. The
Simple.
Phoenix Project was the antecedent to all the projects to come. Eventually, though, the Phoenix Project expanded into mind-reading technology, and all of it was made possible because of the work done by the infamous Austrian pseudoscientist Wilhelm Reich.
Can we even just cut the scientist out of it?
Pseudoscientist.
He is definitely a pseudoscientist.
Yeah.
He's still out there. I was just watching a Substack of all of his, like, there's a whole thing still of getting rid of muscle armoring.
Yeah, I mean, we've always wanted to do a full segment on Wilhelm Reich, and this seems like a good opportunity to do it, because Reich's sideways views on science is the ship that launched 1,000 crackpots, because his theories can sound good if they hit your ear the right way, even if they have very little basis in scientific fact. Basically, Wilhelm Reich had the theory that sexual energies, or orgone energy, as he called it, they could be harnessed and used in everything from cancer treatment to weather control. And there are still plenty of people who thought that he was onto something.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Like, every once in a while, which is really nice, they send a young lady to these these brand new experimental hospitals that I've been seeing using his teachings, and they just have the young lady.
Experimental hospitals?
Yes, they have the young lady splack all over the faces of children with cancer.
Okay.
And it just kind of makes them forget.
That is true.
Yeah, for a little bit, they feel a little better.
Just a little bit. And they go, is this pee? Is this pee? And they're like, no, it's squirt.
It's orgone.
Yep. Thank you. And
concentrated orgone.
That's what the scientist says. And that's what it fixes all around. William Reich also says that Wilhelm Reich says that our energies are like an earthworm crawling through our bodies, and that we have to unleash the hardened rings of our earthworm emotional selves in order to get our cum energy to our brain.
Can anyone be a pseudoscientist?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, you could be one. You come up with a good pseudoscientific theory, you could be one next week.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, dude. No, we're going to do it.
Oh, yeah.
Well, let's briefly get into the actual history of Wilhelm Reich, because his work on orgone energy supposedly laid the bedrock for the Phoenix Project, which in turn supposedly formed the basis for the Montauk Project.
Oh, definitely did. You can take the supposedly out of that one. If in this world, it
in
did.
this world.
Yeah.
Now, Wilhelm Reich began his career as an Austrian psychoanalyst who studied under Sigmund Freud. And as we all know, Freud had quite a bit to say about sex and its connection to humanity. But since sex was very much the basis of Reich's work, Freud would warn Reich against having sexual relationships with his patients. Reich, of course, did not listen and had 4 of them.
Yeah.
One relationship, in fact, turned into a marriage, and his wife eventually became a psychoanalyst herself.
Don't worry, my sweet young wife. When I lay down with you in our marriage bed, my humping, it will educate you to the ability to heal others. Oh, thank you, Wilhelm. You seem saddened in today's session. Would you like a helping of my ball soup? Would that help you very much? If I gave you a bit of a tug on your nip?
I just think it's wonderful that a story about liars from Long Island starts with sex.
It does. Well, hey, German sex.
Oh, yeah.
Now, by the early 20s, Reich was publishing articles in Germany about the idea of, quote, orgiastic potency, which was the ability to release emotions from muscles by losing yourself in an uninhibited orgasm. Muscles was a really big thing with Wilhelm Reich.
Muscles.
By the 30s, he'd even registered as a communist because he believed that there was a link between sexual and economic oppression. That all went south, however, when Hitler came to power in the 1930s. Figuring that Hitler's Germany wasn't the place for a swinging sexual communist, Reich left his wife and fled to Denmark with his girlfriend in 1933 when Hitler became chancellor.
It's fucking brutal, dude.
Yeah.
Have fun in Nazi Germany. I'm gonna go fuck professionally.
From there, Reich made his way to Sweden, which he described as, quote, better than a concentration camp.
I mean, yeah. Yeah, it is.
Yeah, he's right.
It definitely is. Yeah.
Most places are.
Reich, however, met resistance in Sweden as well. See, Reich was meeting his patients for their hour-long visits in his hotel room, which led local police to believe that Reich was a pimp turning out his girlfriend to a never-ending string of Swedish neurotics. Well, by 1934, Reich had moved on to Norway, where he attempted to combine his psychological theories about orgasms with biology by exploring Freud's metaphor of the libido being an electrical or chemical substance. Now, Freud had himself abandoned this theory 40 years earlier, but that didn't stop Wilhelm Reich from taking Freud literally.
This is one of those instances that just because someone is trained by the top minds of their field in a specific time period doesn't necessarily mean it always takes.
No. Just because somebody has a degree or a doctorate does not necessarily mean that they are an intelligent person.
God,
or that you should listen to what they have to say.
There's a part of that that inspires me.
Yeah. Some doctors got C's.
Oh, yeah.
Some got D's. Yeah, there's always the bottom of the class. There's always, everyone talks about I was the third in my class. There's also like second to bottom.
Oh, yeah. And those are the guys working on you like you're a horse. Those are the guys that are like, let's check the hoofs.
I was turd in my class.
Well, Reich began performing experiments by attaching a device that recorded the oscillations of electrical currents to his friends. Then he would direct those friends to kiss and touch each other so he could take readings.
Now play with the bottom of the titties. Very good. The dials are going crazy. And now play. Oh, let's see the feet. Let's see. Oh, yes, suck on his feet. Very good.
Well, from those readings, Reich began to deduce that there was some actual separate sexual energy at play here, a heretofore unknown energy. Reich spent years doing various experiments along these lines in Norway, but by 1938, Reich had made his way to the big time, the United States of America.
Yeah.
And within a year, Reich announced that he had discovered the very biological cosmic energy that Freud had touched upon in his own studies of human sexuality decades previous. Reich dubbed his discovery orgone energy, and he soon after opened a new branch of science called orgonomy to study it.
I love folding paper. It's not great for podcasts.
No, it's not. No, the sounds are horrible.
Yeah, but if you guys want to fold some paper, I'll fold some paper.
He loves it. Anything he can smoke, he'll put it right in his mouth. Do you think that there's any comparison or any? Do you think that he was inspired at all by?
You think? No.
Do you think that he was inspired by Vril energy at all?
Vril energy? I don't think so, because Vril energy was very much a more of a Nazi thing.
I'm just saying, I wonder if he got any of that reading too, because
he may have. It's quite possible.
The idea of sloshing around energies was a big thing inside of Germany.
Yeah, I think he may have had some influence, but he wanted to take it his own direction, and he was very horny, and
super
Vril,
horny.
There's nothing. There's nothing horny about Vril energy.
No, it's all about beating other races at the Olympics.
Now, all this sounds pretty goofy, and it is. But Wilhelm Reich took it extremely seriously. And once he got infected by the American entrepreneurial spirit, his experiments around orgone energy became quite intense, even though he didn't have a license to practice medicine in the United States.
That's a real fucking American. He showed up, he got rid of that European fucking garbage, and understood it is better sometimes to ask for forgiveness rather than ask for permission.
I'm a doctor.
That's how you know.
Well, after finding out all he could by experimenting on animals, Reich moved on to experiments on humans in his basement. There, he would enclose nude test subjects in 5-foot-tall plywood boxes lined with rock wool and sheet iron. These were materials that were meant to concentrate the orgone energies.
I hope you guys are ready to get horny. Huh? I'm going to be hitting the nails a bit harder for a little while, okay? But you just stay here, be naked, horny, avoid splinters at all costs, because that seems to really affect the horny readings.
Right now, I'm not horny.
Very good. Honestly, I like you at the zero. We need to build layers of horniness.
I feel like I'm getting less horny.
Very good. Interesting.
I thought getting naked would make me more horny, but now I'm just scared and afraid.
Is it not
which I know means the same thing, but I'm both.
Isn't it clever of me?
Well, basically, these boxes were a sort of Faraday cage, which Faraday cages are normally used to block electromagnetic fields. Reich, however, called his boxes orgone accumulators. Reich claimed that an orgone accumulator could grab the orgone out of the air, because orgone is around us at all times.
Clouds fuck.
Yeah, and it could transfer the orgone to the nude test subject in a concentrated dose, all while he sat nude in the box. He or she, of course.
Little cumulators.
Are you coming yet?
I'm coming later.
Are you horny yet? Do you want me to poke some holes in the box?
Well, it was Reich's theory that bombarding the box with orgone energy could kill cancer and cure schizophrenia, amongst other things. And he used these boxes on hundreds of subjects over the years. Now, despite heavy criticism from the scientific community, and I do mean heavy criticism.
Why? He was a doctor. Everyone likes a quote-unquote doctor.
Reich continued his research on orgone energy, but eventually went too far when he opened the Orgonomic Infant Research Center in 1950.
Wow.
The OIRC, as it was called, aimed at preventing, quote, muscular armoring in children from birth.
Yes.
Orgone energy, of course, was supposed to prevent so-called muscular armoring, which was bad.
It's bad.
And I suppose had something to do with negative feelings getting stuck in the muscles.
How dare you say something so simple? Yes, it is that. I've read so much stuff. There's a certain position. They call it the Reich position.
Mm-hmm.
I can't do it here, obviously.
Because you have to have sex with a baby?
That's called the ending. You have to start in a position, you lay on your back, right? And then muscle armoring means that, yes, your negative energies make your muscles tense. And you have to do a series of very hidden proprietary breathing and muscle exercises that relinquish each ring of muscles to allow, again, the cum energy to go from your pussy or balls to your spiritual center in your brain.
Not just there, but also the organ energy is around us all the time.
Yes, we got to catch
and it's
them.
in the soil, too.
But you need to get with Faraday cages, though. That's the problem. Is that you have to then yourself have a Faraday cage and an organ accumulator, and you then have to be horny.
Yeah.
And it helps you do butt kegels.
So that's the only thing that allows me to get my butthole tighter.
Yeah. You know what those are called?
What?
Bagels.
Funny enough.
But the problem with combining children with research that
What is it?
focuses
Yeah.
on sexual energies,
Yeah, what's wrong with that?
it tends to bring out the perverts when you start advertising for job opportunities in the paper.
Honestly, I was looking at the classifieds for weeks, and I just want to say thank you so much for the opportunity. I actually have a lot of experience in this field. I've made a lot of babies nervous. I've made a lot of children scream. Is there any way I can get in there? Because my family is sick and tired of me.
Looking for single white male to make babies horny.
Actually, that's kind of my specialty.
That's the thing. While nobody had any allegations against Reich himself, many people later reported sexual assaults at Reich's research center, sexual assaults that were perpetrated by Reich's employees.
That's called the process.
See, Reich formed a team of 30 therapists who would stand before naked children in Reich's basement, all while Reich described each child's so-called blockages.
That kid's got the fat belly. He's bad at baseball. He can't skateboard. He can't ride the bike. He's a bad singer. That kid, he's too serious for his own good.
And as you can see, this one loves cake too much.
Oh, chubby. Oh, I like a little chubby. Oh, I like a chubby belly. It must be cut off.
Well, Reich then instructed these therapists in what he called vegetotherapy, which involved, among other things, massaging the children.
Oh, I'll be right up actually for that. I brought my own oil.
Reich's institute, however, lasted for a surprisingly long period, 2 years.
Ooh, wow, yeah.
But it was finally shut down after a parent reported that one of Reich's therapists had taught her 5-year-old son how to masturbate. And the charges were only dropped after Reich agreed to shutter the institute's doors.
Maybe we need to slow down the research.
God, imagine if I knew how to masturbate at 5, I'd be a useless human being.
That's about when I started, though.
What?
Yeah.
At 5?
Yeah, I went real early.
That's 5's early.
I figured it out, yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Boy will figure it out. You don't need to teach a boy. A boy's got, all he needs is his hands, his penis, and a couple of TV guides. He doesn't need a William Reich. He doesn't need an instructor.
I mean, William Reich did have his boys and his therapists to help out. And by the way, the Sean Connery joke from Celebrity Jeopardy saying the therapists are the rapists really works here.
It really
does.
It really does.
It does.
Prescient.
Yeah. Well, eventually, the people who took Reich down for good were the FDA, because they began taking issue with all the bogus claims Reich was making about his organ accumulators. Turns out, no proof they actually worked. Reich, in turn, accused the FDA of being...
Wait a second. What about all the kids I made horny? Wait a second. I have that adult. I have 7 naked adults in a Faraday cage. What do you mean it's not working?
Reich, in turn, accused the FDA of being government hoodlums, and he was soon after arrested for violating an order to not ship organ accumulators or their parts across state lines. Wilhelm Reich was therefore sentenced to 2 years in prison and actually died in Lewisburg Federal Penitentiary in 1957 from a heart attack.
Oh, yes. The home of the rape therapist.
It's kind of funny because, you know, a lot of people were inspired by him, but I actually didn't know he died in prison.
He died in prison.
Yeah, it seems to be, to me, I feel like that would be a black mark on the research history.
It usually is, but the problem is that Wilhelm Reich lives on the fringes.
Yeah.
And people who live on the fringes, you know, stuff like this is a badge of honor.
Oh,
And,
yeah.
you know, and it also, the stuff about Wilhelm Reich, like, it really does go back into the idea of conspiracy theory and distrusting the government and all that shit, because these people that believe in Wilhelm Reich's theories, they're often the same type of people who don't believe in vaccines.
Oh, buddy.
And they can point towards the FDA as, look at this evil this evil branch of government, they went in and they destroyed this good man who was just trying to make our babies horny and healthy.
That's it. All he wanted was the baby to get super horny so you can give it the power to time travel.
Yeah.
That's it.
He was the inventor of the Wilhelm cream.
The Wilhelm cream was actually what they first used to help the children learn how to masturbate.
Oh, yeah. There's a bunch of kids going,
It is rough. I see what you're saying too, because it's the truth. It's hard. Everybody kind of took it around with it.
oh, where we're at right now in American history and world history when it comes to all this shit. Like, this is stuff that's been accumulating, excuse the term, but it's been accumulating for decades upon decades upon decades, damn near a century now.
Literally, I just typed in Wilhelm Reich processes, and the amount of current Substacks of people actively teaching Reich's stuff in 2025 is very interesting. And it just shows we're still in it.
Yeah.
It's what, 75 years later?
Yeah.
Yeah. But despite Wilhelm's claims that the government was out to get him because of his Oregon accumulators, it is said that the Phoenix Project, the antecedent to the Montauk Project, they used Wilhelm Reich's theories about Oregon as the basis for weather manipulation, amongst other things. See, according to Reich, the other side of Oregon energy is that it was also responsible for bad weather. Dead Oregon was said to be found in thunderstorms and hurricanes. And in the 40s, Reich supposedly invented a device called a cloudbuster that could either build up Oregon energy in the air or disrupt dead Oregon through broadcast. And broadcast is going to be a very important thing for the Montauk Project.
Oh, yes. It is the most radar-based thing possible.
The theory goes that Project Phoenix was partly about controlling the weather using Reich's Oregon technology. Now, according to our whistleblowers, Reich's technology actually worked, but the government abandoned the project because it would open them up to lawsuits if their ability to control the weather was made public.
Who's gonna fucking sue them? Is the weather gonna sue them?
No, people whose buildings are destroyed by thunderstorms that were possibly, created by the government. If
When
you're
has the government fucking cared about that ever once?
you really don't.
They don't give a shit about that. If they wanted to control the weather, they definitely would.
Yeah.
Yes, and it wouldn't be this bad.
No, they would. It would. Well, they did talk about that. We might actually, though, have an earthquake weapon.
Oh, really?
There is some talk that we might have an earthquake weapon, but it's very different. It literally has to be like drilled into the ground. It's like a whole thing.
It's Kwame from Captain Planet.
Yes. Was that the one? No, he's Hart.
No, Kwame was the guy with the African guy, right?
Yeah.
Who
Earth.
controlled Earth.
Who's the other one?
That would be...
Mumbatut.
Nope.
Nope.
Incorrect.
Absolutely not.
Richard?
Richard. I don't know if
Richard Mati.
Mati.
Yeah.
He was the dumb one.
Yeah.
Guess what? Hart didn't do jack shit, Mati.
Yeah. Now, am I totally crazy? I thought there was some truth to cloud busting.
Yeah, maybe. There's cloud seeding.
Yeah.
They do that with kind of in all of the weird chemtrail conspiracy theories. There's a lot of weather manipulation in that too. Mm-hmm. We can make rain. We can make rain. We could do, but I feel like it's
I don't know if we can though.
Yes, we can
Why
cloud
not
seed.
do it over Los Angeles?
Because
then?
I think it's extremely unpredictable and it fucks with weather patterns, and I think that's why they don't do it.
I think it's also really expensive as well.
I imagine. And imagine also it might poison us over time.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah.
Side stories, lpotl@gmail.com. Because that's actually, there is a whole world of legit weather manipulation that's been around. It's just that's the fun thing about conspiracy theory is that stuff like this really does cloud effectively stuff that might actually be real. That's why they like these being out on the internet.
Yeah.
You sound like a nimbus right now.
Tell me, man. I'm about to cumulus all over your fucking forehead, buddy.
But weather control was not the only goal behind Project Phoenix. See, while Reich had fled Germany to avoid Nazi persecution, the U.S. government, during Project Phoenix, allegedly combined his Oregon technology with Nazi psychological research to develop psychic computers.
Wow! Yeah!
As to what a psychic computer is.
Yeah, what is it?
AI.
No, a psychic computer. This is totally different from AI, you fucking Christ, man.
See,
Jesus fucking Christ. Totally different. It's so fucking different. It makes me want to scream.
Is it Skynet?
No!
It could be.
When it grows up, Eddie.
Well, a psychic computer. Peter Moon claimed that sensor technology was developed in the 50s that could use a computer to display what a person was thinking on a mind-reading machine. It was said that Congress, however, once again got cold feet. Supposedly, they were afraid that the psychic computers could be used to control congressmen. So they shut down this portion of Project Phoenix as well. Now, the man allegedly behind the Phoenix Project was a Hungarian scientist named Dr. John von Neumann. Von Neumann was actually a very real mathematician, one of the most well-respected and accomplished in history. He contributed to the development of quantum physics, digital computers, big part of the Manhattan Project.
And I invented the yo-yo. Get out of here, Dr. Von Don Moyman. I'm the yo-yo man.
So you want to taste, so this conspiracy is already sullying this incredible mind, and you want to sully him even further by claiming he invented the yo-yo.
I will say anything I want about that fucking piece of shit.
Whoa!
I will attack him wholeheartedly, and I hate him and I hate his family, and I wish I could dig up his grave and play with his bones.
You can. It just could put you in prison.
Hey,
Yeah.
you know, maybe I want to go. 3 hots and a cot.
But according to author Peter Moon, Dr. John von Neumann was also one of the minds behind the Phoenix Project, and the government therefore brought back Dr. von Neumann and the rest of his team to Montauk Point when the next big military experiment was cooked up in the late 40s. The next iteration was known as Project Rainbow, but some of you might know it better as the Philadelphia Experiment.
Yeah!
It took place in Montauk, on the very spot where the Montauk Project would also be developed. Now, the Philadelphia Experiment was an alleged top-secret World War II-era project that had the initial goal of rendering a battleship invisible to enemy radar by creating an electromagnetic bottle that diverted radar waves around the ship, which sounds fairly reasonable.
It sounds like that could be a thing that might be done.
Possible.
But it's, you know, apparently it's very difficult, and it turns you into a bunch of jello.
Well, according to the legend, the Philadelphia Experiment went awry when the battleship used in the experiment, the USS Eldridge, turned invisible, then suddenly reappeared in Norfolk, Virginia, 600 miles south of Montauk Point.
And we also have a whole series on this from many years ago,
Many
but we
years ago.
covered this very thickly. Technically, that's what's awesome about our lives and how long we've been doing this, is that that series connects to this series, which MK Ultra lies on top of it. JFK is right after it.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Well, supposedly, the surviving crew on board the Eldridge were found, at best, confused and disoriented. At worst, some sailors found themselves fused into the bulkheads of the ship itself as a result of the unintended consequence of teleportation.
Well, you know that Nikola Tesla was told ahead of time by the aliens that he was conversing with that when he was working on the Philadelphia experiment, that they said that they would kill the participants in the experiment. So Nikola Tesla, on the first one of the Philadelphia experiment, actually threw it so it wouldn't work because he knew that the aliens would be mad about it. And so then Nikola Tesla, instead of getting fired, he said, I quit.
Nikola Tesla in the year 1943.
Yep.
How was he there?
He was there spiritually, but also physically because time is nonlinear. Time. He worked on the first Philadelphia experiment
When was that?
before this one.
1776.
I guess we're still seeing the results of it.
Well, as for the sailors who were just confused,
You're just
and
gonna move on, huh?
Yeah, of course. Well, you're the one. You interrupted me right in the middle of it before we get
Are there any pictures of this? Like what? Because I
pictures of what? The invisible battleship?
No, the people fused to the
No.
shit.
No, that would be just that's
Okay.
but and that's would be bad for the government to have, so that's why they destroyed it.
What about those soldiers? And did they have families? or
Most of them
anything
died
like
a year after the Philadelphia experiment. In fact, for those that went on to work on the Montauk experiment.
that? Is that true?
Yes.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. Well, as for those who were just confused and disoriented,
He was in Long Island. Nikola Tesla went to Long Island.
fine.
Lots of people went to Long Island.
A lot of people.
Long Island.
It's not fucking Tora Bora. It's
Yeah.
Long Island. It's right next to New York City.
Yeah, Brooklyn is technically Long Island.
Ugh. Sorry, Ron.
Well, as for the sailors who were just confused and disoriented as a result of the Philadelphia experiment, many had to be discharged from service and rehabilitated because the experience was so traumatic. And it's said that most never recovered from the total mental breakdown that the experiment caused. Now, officially, Project Rainbow was halted after this supposed accident, but according to Peter Moon, the Philadelphia experiment was only the beginning of what went on at Montauk Point. Supposedly, Dr. von Neumann and his team spent 10 years studying the effects that the Philadelphia experiment had on human bodies, and specifically the human brain. Eventually, it's said that they learned that humans are born with a time reference point, which they claimed was the basic orientation point each person has that connects them to the universe and the way the universe operates.
It's like you have like a serial number.
Yeah.
Or a birth date.
No.
Okay.
Thank you. Right. Yeah. Fucking got it.
But no, I would say it's more like a barcode.
Yeah.
You know, it's like a barcode, like you scan the barcode and the barcode gives you information.
Okay.
But if the time reference point is changed, as it was with the crew of the USS Eldridge when the Philadelphia experiment hurtled them through time and space, then those who experience a change in reference point can suffer from extreme psychic trauma. The way Peter Moon put it, a human's energy is attached to a timeline in this universe, but the Project Rainbow technology created an artificial, separate reality that was completely different from our own timeline, which is how the ship and the men aboard were able to travel through time and space and turn invisible. They hopped over to the artificial reality, then came back to ours. But when the men of the USS Eldridge were sent to that artificial timeline, they received energy from the wrong universe, and the inability to sync with that energy caused the widespread insanity. It's sort of like the barcode. It's like if you pop it and you get the wrong type of reader, then it's not going to work.
Yes, and then you're stuck in it. They tried to just do it with it. So again, the long short of whatever the actual Philadelphia experiment was that they were supposed to use electromagnetic field. They thought that's what was going to be just kind of an innocent way.
So they weren't actually invisible. It was more of like there was magnets protecting them from radar.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But and physical light. So you could not see it while you were looking at it, but accidentally they sent it to another timeline. And the only thing that you can do to end that timeline is to close the loop and bring them back, because everyone's on their own timeline. That means you don't actually affect the future, because the future is actually your singular view of the future.
Yeah.
Each one of us has a proprietary timeline that we are all on and cannot escape from.
Yeah, unless someone goes back in time and fucks with the entire timeline.
No, but that's only for you.
But that doesn't make any sense.
It does, though.
Sure. Now, but
That's what they say about this.
how long did it take in Project Rainbow for the USS Eldridge to reappear from Montauk to Virginia?
It was instantaneous.
It was instantaneous?
It was just a pop.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's pretty
It
cool.
went, and then it showed up in Norfolk, Virginia, with all these dudes stuck inside of the hull.
Now, supposedly, Dr. von Neumann petitioned Congress for funding to figure out ways to prevent insanity when using Project Rainbow technology. But Congress, ever the scaredy cats in this story, they turned down the proposal out of fear of what would happen if the technology fell into the wrong hands.
Meanwhile, we had the Manhattan Project. We had all this fucking shit.
Yeah.
It's just so funny to think that Congress would ever say no to new weapons. That is the funniest part. That is the most implausible part of all of this story.
Yes. Project Rainbow and Project Phoenix were then supposedly folded into the military, who were particularly excited to get their hands on a piece of radar equipment used in Project Phoenix called the SAGE Array. Now, the SAGE Array is a very real thing. It actually still exists on Long Island in Camp Hero State Park as a part of the remaining structure of the military base. But in Peter Moon's world, the SAGE Array operated in a frequency window that could break in to human consciousness.
Yeah.
So once the military had the SAGE Array, they refocused the project towards mind control and psychic powers, thus beginning Phoenix Project 2, better known by the much catchier name of the Montauk Project.
Well, you know why it fed directly in was a part of the way they said the Cloudbusters would work is from people pinging Oregon energy off of the receptors inside of the floating Cloudbusters.
Yeah.
So what they said is this began, so it started as this weather manipulation thing, and they started using psychic connection and using Oregon energy, and eventually they're like, now that we know that the brain, you can hack into human consciousness by, according to these rules, by getting on the same frequency that is coming out of our brains. That is what allows you to see our thoughts onto a television screen. That's what they use, right? But then they're like, well, if we can see in, why can't we also talk to it directly? Why can't we just go right into the center of somebody's brain, which is then the second layer?
Now, as I said, Congress reportedly refused to fund any of this stuff, but the authors of the Montauk Project book claimed that they were told by so-called Montauk acquaintances that the entire operation was funded by what else but mountains of Nazi gold.
Cool.
Allegedly, during World War II, a train carrying $10 billion in Nazi gold was traveling through a tunnel in France when the whole thing blew up. The cause of the explosion was a mystery, and the gold was never officially recovered. But according to the whistleblowers, that $10 billion in Nazi gold was used to fund the Montauk Project for years.
Hey, see, you got pile Nazi gold there. That's kind of nice. It's kind of nice. You ever had any Nantucket green? Come on, it's the worst weed I ever had. You're going to be so thankful. You're going to be so thankful you're not going to get scared smoking it. You got to try it. Okay, all right. Hey, I'm just an acquaintance. I'm not here to fucking tell you what to do with your fucking life. I'm just saying I see you with a pile of Nazi gold, and I got this little boy I want to make psychic.
I don't want any Montauk acquaintances. I don't want any fucking Massapequa consequence.
You don't fucking know what I can bring to the friendship. You don't know. Take that back. I'm taking that back.
Oh, I guess all I gotta do is just go spend a weekend in Massapequa.
Oh, maybe you got to. Maybe you don't know what you're missing, you fucking Malouk.
You know what I'm missing?
Montauk Project.
I'm missing diners. That's all I'm missing.
We all are.
But the best diners in America.
All in Long Island.
And so, by the early 1970s, the Montauk Project was in full swing and had expanded to performing experiments on humans, animals, and aliens.
Yeah, you didn't think that was going to happen, huh?
And I do realize that the alien part here does take a bit of explanation.
Not for me. Just accepting.
Just ready to believe.
Oh, yeah.
See, according to the authors of the Montauk Project, the first treaty between an alien civilization and the U.S. government was signed in 1913, while the second treaty came a few decades later, in the mid-40s. These aliens who signed this treaty with the United States government were known as the K Group, and from what I can tell, these were the more benevolent aliens. Alarmed by the development of atomic weaponry, the K Group promised an exchange of alien technology in return for our abandonment of nuclear technology. But when the U.S. government inevitably broke the treaty, the K Group pulled out of the agreement. The K Group were soon replaced in the early 50s by the Regalian Greys.
The Regalian Greys.
Yeah, the Regalian.
Yeah, and the Regalian Greys were far more evil and not at all concerned with humanity blowing ourselves up. These are your classic alien Greys. The Greys' only concern was a steady supply of bodies on which to experiment, and as long as we kept serving up bodies, they keep giving us technology. As far as the K Group goes, I would imagine that it's K Group aliens that are experimented upon in the deepest reaches of the Montauk Project facility. Although that's just wild fucking speculation on my part.
I mean, it's as good as any.
So, 1913.
Yes.
We signed a treaty with aliens.
This is important to know. This is true, the backbone of a lot
10
of alien
years
lore.
after Kitty Hawk.
Oh, very much so.
We're signing treaties with aliens.
Yes.
Okay. So we're barely in the air ourselves.
No, then we met aliens. They said, we can make
how do you think we got into the air after Kitty Hawk, man?
Fucking because of the breeze in North Carolina.
Nah, man, I'm talking about the big fucking jumps. These big jumps. Because everyone says like, oh, isn't humanity so fucking incredible that we went from Kitty Hawk to the moon in 60 years? Oh, did we do that? Or did we trade our souls to the aliens for that technology?
Marcus gets it.
I mean, it's just gas, right?
Yeah. We just set things on fire.
It was mostly just science. Yeah. Physics.
No, this is a part that in the 1940s when it was the Gaeta Treaty, that was like, we're talking about with Eisenhower. It's called the Gaeta Treaty.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's actually
an asshole.
with Eisenhower, that's the 50s.
Well, yeah, I was one of them. One of these fucking pieces of shit.
Just keep it a timeline, right?
They knew about 9/11. They said nothing.
Eisenhower
They said
knew about
nothing.
9/11.
These are Long Island based. These are Long Island based aliens. They knew 9/11 was coming, and they did nothing.
Well, I mean, Eisenhower did somewhat presage the war on terror, that if we, he did make his famous speech that if we were to put money into the military-industrial complex, then war itself would become a business, and therefore never-ending war would be a consequence. So, in a way...
And all I know is I'm just glad that speech fixed everything. And then he just was like, all right, done. Just warning you that the whole thing I just created might kill you all. All right? I'm going to go hang out in Camp David, and I'm going to masturbate in front of my wife.
Rise from your grave.
Now, considering the works of Wilhelm Reich, it's probably not a surprise that one of the Montauk Project's most infamous operations involved a group of children and teenagers. These kids, programmed with psychosexual mind control techniques, came to be known as the Montauk Boys.
Yeah, we're ready to go. Suck my dick, send me to space. Yeah, I want to go out the ground and I want to suck all these dicks. Listen, I don't like the molestation, but if it gets me to Saturn, start fiddling. Come on, let's go. Pop open my page. Come on.
It is a small price to pay for knowledge.
It really is. Me, this is my buddy Tucky. I'm over here. My name's Jonesy. This is Butchie.
Remember this whole thing. This Stranger Things should have been played by the people that were in Lords of Flatbush. It was not supposed to be Millie Bobby Brown. Millie Bobby Brown is not a Montauk boy.
Yeah, they put that in Middle America. They definitely changed the entire tone of the project.
Oh, yeah, no, it should have been two kids with a stickball, like a whole get-up, a guy flipping a coin. That's what these are. It's little boys that are...
It's the 1970s. There weren't kids in Long Island playing stickball in the 1970s.
I played stickball.
Do you know what stickball is?
Yeah, I played
What is stickball?
It's baseball with a broom handle.
Yeah, I played it in Queens as a little kid.
Yeah,
it's just
like
baseball.
a racquetball.
It's a very New York thing. It's a very New York thing.
But you can't go to the field. You got to play it in the street.
Yeah, stickball. You played in the street. I played it with a broomstick.
That's fine.
Yeah. I was like a little boy one time. I was like really out there.
Little boy in Queens playing stickball?
Hey, yo.
Look at that guy. Jackie Robinson.
Yeah. Well, supposedly, groups of young boys and teenagers. By the way, when you say "look at that guy," audience can't see that.
Well, I'm just saying,
audience
it's right
can't
in
see
front
it.
of us. Rob is
I
pulling
know.
stuff up
I
on
know
the
it's right in
screen.
front of us,
Yeah.
but we're not doing this for us.
Well, we are, though, in a way.
Think of that guy. Fixed it.
Thank you.
Well, supposedly, groups of young boys and teenagers were abducted from all around Long Island by the Regalian Gray aliens, and those boys were then delivered to the Montauk Project. Once there, they were separated into 3 groups by age: 6 to 12, 13 to 16, and 17 to 22.
Shithead, bigger shithead.
Problem. Yeah. Society's issue.
Yes.
Yeah. The youngest group was placed into 2 subgroups, one for genetic manipulation and one for mind control. Those who were genetically manipulated would stay on the base, while the mind control group would be reprogrammed and sent back out into society to hold various high-powered positions as lawyers and politicians.
How you doing? It's me, new Senator Butchie Samsonetti. How you doing? Yeah, I'm away from Long Island. You ready to have me? I want to make sure we're playing everybody's handball's mandatory. All right, everybody, we'll go out to soft pretzel. Anybody want to kill some turkeys? Come on, you want to do that? Come on.
Well, these mind-controlled Montauk boys were thereafter sleeper agents who could be activated by the government at any time to form gangs of vigilantes who could eliminate enemies of the government.
Yeah,
That's
an
what
army of 14-year-olds fighting the governments.
Isn't that what we used the Klan for?
At one point, yeah.
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 Wow.
Now, these weren't armies fighting against the government. These are armies of 14-year-olds or
Fighting other
older.
governments.
No, fighting Americans, like killing people that were threats, killing people like you and me.
Hey, I dare you, Montauk boys, because I'll flip you.
Dare
Don't-
the
I dare you, Montauk
boys.
boys. No, I'll flip
I do
you.
not dare the Montauk boys.
I don't either.
Flip you. We're going to get you in there. We're all going to sit and listen to Moving Out together. We didn't start the fire. We have to remember that and stay strong, okay?
The middle group, 13 to 16, would also be subject to genetic and mind control manipulation. But these boys were reintroduced into society as so-called disruptors. These disruptors worked on the opposite side of the fence, spearheading satanic movements and other similar cults to subvert society when it needed to be subverted. The oldest Montauk boys, however, were simply used as slave workers. Whoa. But Montauk boys of all ages could be pulled into Montauk experiments at any time if the scientists at the Montauk Project needed a boy for whatever reason.
That's when they became Montauk men.
Yeah.
When they had to start working.
Well, also, they're 18.
Yeah.
The oldest boys, they are Montauk men.
They will mean
Yes.
legally.
Yes,
Yeah,
legally, yes.
Yeah.
They're very much Montauk men.
Unless you, but it's more of a title.
Also, if you have all this Nazi gold, why make them slaves? Just pay workers.
Because that's what you're paying for the radar. You're paying for the cum buckets.
$10 billion.
You're paying for the Wilhelm cream that you have to use on the boys.
$10 billion goes away really quickly. And
It's
it's
7
also...
floors deep, dude.
It's
They had to-
concrete and shovels.
Yeah, it's fucking super expensive, man. These dumbs are fucking expensive, dog.
It's also a part of the experiment, because you got to experiment to see if you can turn a very rebellious 19-year-old Long Island boy into a slave.
I tell you what, with the Nazi gold, a little Long Island boy will do anything you ask him to do.
I tell you
But
what,
then he's an employee.
Rob knows how you make a Long Island boy a slave is he's just gonna make some random Montauk girl pregnant. He is just gonna be living there for the rest of his life in a Billy Joel song.
Yeah, well, they're all getting pushed out by the rich.
I know. It's finding to be Long Island's wonderful.
I know some Hampton and Montauk locals, and man, they're fucked. They
Oh, yeah,
can't
dude.
afford their own homes anymore.
Not
too
that-
bad.
Yeah, that's why we need a bunch of disruptors to go in there and ruin these neighborhoods. They might have something here.
Now, as far as how the Montauk Project mind control program worked, the programmers focused on boys ages 9, 14, and 19, because those ages were considered peak points for mind control manipulation.
That's what the Paul brothers are doing.
Yeah. First, the boys would be placed in a room naked.
Yes.
Where where radio electronics would be placed on their genitals.
Hey, you might want to need an extra set of those. All right. I'll back it up. All right.
If these balls could talk.
Yeah. They say something like, get me out of these pants. I'm dying.
Then a series of Pavlovian dog tests would be forced upon the boys until they were mentally and physically broken enough to accept new consciousnesses. And these tests were supposedly intense enough where many boys died in the process.
Funny.
You had nothing to
You
say
like
about
that?
that.
It's
Just
a slight giggle to many boys dying in the process.
Any of those like random Long Island boys exploding and just being like, God damn it, we're gonna need more boys.
Somebody fuck these women.
We're gonna have to go out there. Someone get me a softball team. Is there a roller hockey rink around here?
Call up the Grays. We need another shipment of boys.
Excellent.
So I was talking to I have a friend who their father grew up in Long Island. We're still close, and I called him before the show to ask like what he knew. He grew up in the Hamptons in Montauk, so what he knows about any of this. And I was like, did boys go missing constantly in the 60s and 70s? And he's like, I've never heard of that once.
What's funny is that in this time period, every single heavy hitter that we've covered that was a mass killer of children, every police officer was so certain that there were just bands of runaway boys and girls that were just running everywhere like they were the Lost Boys in Neverland and like the Foot Clan and shit. And it's just, I just think it was just harder to find boys.
Well, they were. I mean, kids were running away from home quite a bit in the 60s and 70s, but the cops, unfortunately, tended to use that as an excuse to not investigate anything, even when the evidence was sitting right in front of them. Like Dean Corll, for example, he was the most famous example in Houston in the 1970s. Killed 27 boys, 29, something like that.
Large amount.
Forever 27.
Teenagers, until one of the boys killed him.
Oh, yeah.
One of the boys that was helping him kill other boys ended up killing him when Dean Corll tried to kill the boy.
But it was also because Dean Corll might have been involved in a gigantic national network of making children's sexual exploitation material and using that, and the cops might have been on that, those Rolodexes.
Maybe.
And that's where we get the expression coral anal bleaching.
Thank you. Yes. Actually, wow. Yeah.
Huh. I never heard of coral anal bleaching.
It's a bleaching that gets it to a nice pink.
a pink.
Because I don't like it when they blow mine out to fully phantom white.
Phantom white, yeah.
I don't like that
'Cause you're pink.
Yeah. Oh no, I want it to see the Polish. I don't want it to just becomes because then when my butthole is too clean, too pure, it's kind of
Oh, you want a piggy hole?
yes. Because then it gets uncanny valley.
Yeah. I'm bleaching mine till it's clear.
Wow.
Yeah. I want to see what's coming, man.
I stained mine. But I did
What's crazy, though, is
a
but-
deep dark clay brown.
Oh, nice.
But also mine is that's where I see my little time travel ID number. It's right on the rim. You want to see?
6969
Nice.
6969
420.
420.
The other side of these tests on the Montauk boys was that scientists could use alien radio technology to pick up patterns of fear and hopelessness. And some of these Montauk boys were supposedly killed at the height of their fear so they could be harvested by the Regalian gray aliens while they were full of adrenaline.
And that hopelessness was piped through in them through their mothers.
Yep. Yes. That's important.
Rob, how much did your Long Island mother? Hopelessness or hopefulness?
Somewhere in between.
All right, good. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. But, this whole concept of making boys afraid before you killed them to make sure you got the maximum amount of adrenaline, this was all written about in 1992, decades before it was repurposed into QAnon lore. With Montauk, it's satanic panic myths with aliens replacing Satanists combined with MKUltra. Where with QAnon, you've still got the government collaboration, except it's Democrats and celebrities and the deep state replacing the aliens.
And who lives in Montauk now? Democrats and celebrities.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay,
Wow.
think about it.
Coming for you. Who else is there? Is Billy Joel? Who else is there?
Everybody's there, man.
Montauk?
House in the
Yes.
Hamptons,
Yeah,
man.
the Hamptons and Montauk. Woody Allen's there.
I guess it would be considered the Hamptons. Oh, yeah, Scarlett Johansson.
Mhm.
Yeah, everybody's out there, man.
Yeah,
These
De
people-
Niro.
These people are ruining Long Island. It's supposed to be for the fat and us.
Oh, the middle is still very fat.
Oh, I
Yeah,
know.
oh,
It's
yeah,
supposed to be
yeah.
for my people. It's not supposed to be for these fancies. Gwyneth Paltrow's too skinny. She's not gonna know what good local dirty Chinese is.
No.
Also, I will say another thing about the mind control and all that. Montauk and the Hamptons is like a mecca for Lyme disease.
Yes,
Interesting.
because the real conspiracy about Lyme being generated by the government disease out of the Montauk Project, which is a whole other thing.
Yeah, that's
a whole other series.
It's a big side quest. Plum Island. Yeah. No, I'm sure that all of this seems pretty intense so far. But while we've already covered MKUltra style experiments, invisible battleships, and treaties between the government and alien civilizations, we've just started to scratch the surface on the Montauk Project. Now, the reason why we know about all of this in detail is because the man who co-authored Peter Moon's eponymous book about the conspiracy, he was also a scientist who claimed to have been a part of the Montauk Project for over a decade. This supposed whistleblower's name was Preston Nichols, and if you believe everything Preston had to say, which is asking a lot, he lived quite possibly one of the most interesting lives in human history.
Preston Nichols is a pure example of an old school. I sent the boys the oldest school possible 3-hour-long documentary called Montauk Survivors, which was a VHS filmed talk between Al Bielek, Duncan Cameron, and Preston Nichols in just a house, right?
Yeah.
And I sent it to you just so you could get a taste of what conspiracy theory used to be like,
Yeah,
Eddie.
and you can see the wives weren't there because they probably were never got married.
I think that they were disappeared. They were disappeared. But Preston Nichols is the ultimate example of this man has said so many different lies, different stuff, different conspiracy theories that to this day, I have no idea what he did.
Yeah.
I didn't know really I don't know what was real or what was not was real. And that's technically a compliment.
Yeah.
I'm like, because that's awesome. He's to be a fat fuck from Long Island and become a mystery is awesome.
Yeah, I tried figuring it out too. Yeah, I had no idea what his real profession was throughout life. He didn't really start coming out and talking about all this stuff until he was, in his 40s or 50s, something like that. Yeah, so as far as what Preston Nichols was before he became an author that was published by the same house as Behold a Pale Horse, he's Big question mark.
Now, is he the guy who like claimed he was like an engineer that went to University of Tampa, but then he actually didn't go to the University of Tampa?
Yes, this is one of the things that he said, yes.
Okay, cool.
But that's not his most illustrious credit.
Well, Preston Nichols said that he was an electrical engineer and an inventor. He sadly left this world in 2018. But the story he imparted before his passing is an incredible one. And it was told, as Preston put it, despite brainwashing and threats to silence him. Supposedly, Preston Nichols discovered the truth behind the Montauk Project while doing telepathy research with psychics in the mid-'80s. He had found that psychics were having their powers suppressed by radio waves, and eventually he traced those waves directly to Montauk Point. Preston Nichols, however, soon discovered the truth, behind the lies, behind the truth, behind the lies, and figured out that he himself had been a key figure in the Montauk Project, but his memories had been wiped after the project was shut down using technology of his own making.
Can I ask a question?
Please.
Sure.
If his memories were wiped by himself, how would he remember that?
He was also a powerful hypnotist.
See,
He
he
could
was
hypnotize himself and other people. And he also asked other people, and there were many people that told him many things. And also, he asked this other guy that we're going to get into next episode. And this other guy, Duncan Cameron, he could commune with aliens and channel with aliens. And these aliens were also some of the ones that worked and with the Montauk Project. And these aliens all told Preston Cameron a lot of stuff, who told this guy,
tea.
Preston Nichols, a lot of stuff. And then Preston Nichols is like, oh, yeah, that's definitely what happened.
So Preston Nichols remembered nothing, but someone told him that he did this, and he was like, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, what happened? Well, then then it all came flooding back, right? And then we have the real explanation right here, Marcus.
Okay.
Now, according to Preston's co-author, Peter Moon, Preston occupies non-linear space,
See?
Okay.
which means that he is operating on a consciousness not regulated by linear thought.
Can't be controlled, can't be contained, man.
Therefore, his memories and experiences do not always conform to linear applications.
Yeah, dude, like taxes and work.
Which is a nice way of saying that it appears as if he's lying quite often.
It's hard for him to not to lie. He was put into two separate spaces because time isn't real. Okay? And reality isn't real.
Additionally, Preston himself wrote that while people have been quick to call his writing science fiction, that does not make him unhappy, because he is aware that what he writes about is controversial.
Not many people are ready to accept what I have to say and the types of truths that I have, because the truths sometimes they're so confusing and they're so not real that you'd be crazed to think that it's not the truth, but actually the truth can be not real.
Reality not being real is a very contradictory sentence.
Exactly. It sounds like some fat guy's getting it.
Are you not real too? Because I ain't real. I'm not fucking real except when I'm ordering my pizza, and then I'm fucking present. All right? You show up with that fucking shit. That's some linear application I will fucking apply to.
Well, Preston Nichols also claims that his work has been ripped off by Hollywood countless times for TV shows and movies.
It has!
Although the Hollywood elites have done it quite cleverly, so as to make lawsuits difficult, if not impossible.
Also, I'm a bit not liquid at the moment.
Yeah, specifically, Preston claimed that the shows Farscape and Sliders were both based off his work.
They definitely were.
Sliders?
Yeah. This is Sliders, dude.
No, this is not Sliders. This is kind of Sliders.
This is Sliders if there were actual sliders involved.
Yes.
The sandwiches.
Yeah,
This is a legitimate, this is Sliders.
No, Sliders is Jerry O'Connell is a brilliant science student working in his basement.
Replace him with Preston Nichols. That's who it's supposed to be. It's
That's
supposed
not
to be
it.
some big
No,
fat guy.
no, you just cut me off before I can tell the actual story, which is nowhere near Preston Nichols' actual story.
Yeah, it's with Jerry O'Connell.
Jerry
was
O'Connell.
a tiny burger.
No, he built
Confusion.
he built a dimensional hopping device in his basement, and then he somehow brought in his professor, the girl that he worked with at the store, and a random soul singer who happened to just be driving by at the time, and then they started hopping dimensions together using the sliding device.
I know you're talking about Sliders, but Rob just put up a bunch of pictures of actual sliders.
Yeah.
And I'm actually super hungry just looking at it. That's actually a great looking set of
I
sliders.
haven't
really-
had sliders in so long.
There should be more sliders around. When we go to Detroit, we should go to there's a restaurant that only serves sliders.
Really?
And of different meats.
Fuck yes.
Yeah, buddy. That's what I'm saying.
This is the best part of this whole episode.
Oh, yeah, dude. I'll talk about it. Let's cut it now.
Yeah.
Talk about
When are we gonna
sliders.
start talking about potato skins.
But before we get into Preston Nichols' biography completely, I will warn you that it does sort of feel, his autobiography, it does sort of feel like talking to an annoying friend who tries to one-up everything you say with a story that's 10 times more impressive and clearly untrue at every turn.
He's the type of person that I honestly can't stand, that does the thing where he corrects you on something so minute in a sea of other garbage, right? It was like a whole thing where like I was in the middle of this 3-hour thing. They're having this like long, dumb conversation about how like USS Eldridge, is it considered a battleship or stuff? And he has to go like, it two smoke specs. It's a destroyer. And you're like, fuck you, man. It's not real. It's like, shut up. Stop trying to fucking just because you're log jamming for no reason.
Yeah.
So did the Eldridge, no one knows where the Eldridge is now?
No, the Eldridge, I believe it existed. I believe it was a real battleship.
They
wasn't
had to pull
Or
it apart.
Destroyer.
They had to pull it apart.
Yeah.
And they had to do the other parts because obviously all the boys were trapped in it. So they had to pull it apart and they used that steel for other things.
Well, now from what it seems like, Preston Nichols saw himself as somewhat chosen for high strangeness, as he described having his first encounter with aliens when he was just 5 or 6 years old. He saw many more UFOs over the years and tried to capture them on film and camera, but he claimed that each time the footage would go missing or it would corrupt itself. This, Preston believed, was proof that the government had him under surveillance since childhood. Now, Preston was a sickly child, but all of Preston's health problems, including cerebral palsy, disappeared at around the age of 17.
I grew up out of it. I just, honestly, I was over it. I was so sick of it. I was like, oh, I'm stiff. You know what? I'm going to stretch. Next thing you know, I'm fine. This is fine.
Through later hypnotic regression, Preston came to realize that he had been cured of all his ills when the alien race known as the Pleiadians took him to their home planet of Alderaan for medical treatment and education. He said that along with the disappearance of his health problems, he suddenly had a mastery of electronics, and a so-called guiding voice appeared in his head, and it was suddenly available to give him answers to any question he had.
Ask me a question. Ask me a question. I got the little voice in my head. It answers everything. It's easy.
What's the pie recipe down at Basta Bongi's?
Well, first thing you need flour, and you need to first of all go fuck yourself trying to even steal that secret recipe, because now I know you're trying to catch me, Slugworth. That's what this is. You're Slugworth, aren't you?
I'm sorry, I'm Slugworth.
You're not here,
I'm
Slugworth.
sorry, I'm Slugworth.
Don't you make me betray Willy Wonka.
Now, what type of UFOs did the Palladians use?
Big ones. It's that easy.
Cool. They had them big if you're filled with Palladians.
Yeah, super long way, a lot of gas. Yeah.
And where are the Palladians from?
The Pleiade system from the planet of Alderaan.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
from Alderaan.
Yeah.
And that is where?
Star Wars.
The Pleiade system. It's the Pleiade system out in the spiral arm Betelgeuse. I think something. Betelgeuse.
Binary star system.
Alpha Centauri.
Now, is that east?
Let me check my.
Depends on which direction you face it. Now, the planet of Alderaan might sound familiar. That's because Alderaan was Princess Leia's home planet in Star Wars.
Yeah, see?
You'd think this would be a bit of a gotcha moment against Preston Nichols, but it is in fact quite the opposite.
That's where I got you.
According to Preston, everything in Star Wars is actually accurate to the truth of the universe. And quite a few pieces of media, like Star Wars, are in fact actual histories, while the history that we know as Earth history is not history at all, but fiction.
Yeah, it takes place a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away.
Listen, my cousin's a Wookiee. He's crazy. And I said, hey, you should get some like electrolysis or something. And all girls gonna want to be with you. But, you know, when it comes down to it, he's totally confident with himself. And, it's a lot of Jedis.
He's a Wookiee turned Wokey.
You know what that is? We're anti-Wookiee here. It's an anti-Wookiee podcast.
In fact, we see a guy that started the Wookiee chapter in Montauk, the Wookiees.
Yeah, oh yeah, that guy. Love that guy. Same thing. And they got Yoda there.
It's all real. Quit asking me questions, all right? I'm trying to finish this 5 hot dog line I have going on.
Now, as far as our history being a fiction goes, Preston claims that the Pleiadians, the same aliens who helped him, they were actually involved with Hitler and the Third Reich, but only because the Pleiadians were involved in a millennia-long war against the Draconian race, aka the reptilians, who had colonized the Earth in the form of the Jewish people.
Is that real?
Wow, oh my God, I gotta go out there. I gotta go tell some fucking people. I gotta get out.
This, however, according to Preston Nichols, Ed, is not a racist statement.
I've been trying to say this. There's nothing racist about it. It's just truth. It's just the truth. Jewish people are shape-shifting, reptilian aliens, but I love their culture and I love their holidays.
Advanced. We are advanced. We're better than you.
Listen, they got great food. They got great comedians. You know, when it comes down to it, yeah, of course. I find reptilians funny. A lot of people do.
I'm not going to live on Long Island if I'm going to get away with it wrong with the Jews.
How am I going to be able to, honestly, because you throw a yarmulke, you're going to hit a reptilian every 5 feet out of you.
Why do you think I was so big when I was born? The egg was in the nest too long, and it took forever for me to hatch.
Your mom's pussy should have been bigger.
Oh, God. If only she was. She'd probably still be around.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. You made it real.
Is there a relation between vagina size and diabetes?
Oh, I know that I was so big that she became a diabetic.
Yeah. Okay. So, yes.
Yeah.
Side stories LPOTL@gmail.com.
Well, as I said, Preston Nichols claims it's not a racist statement to say that Jews are reptilians. To him, it's just a fact. Deal with it.
Yeah.
It's like how all Asians are hybrids of greys and insectoids.
Yeah.
That's why they have the worker bee mentality.
It's not racism if it's a fact.
These are just facts,
Yeah.
Preston says. It's nothing to get offended over.
Why are you getting offended? It's you acting like you're some kind of whatever.
Wokey.
Yeah. Yeah, you fucking don't be offended. These are jokes.
No, these aren't jokes. These are facts.
Yeah.
These are the opposite of jokes.
But then sometimes what you find out is that what you joke about is actually quite serious.
Now, supposedly, the Nazis agreed to a technology exchange with the Pleiadians, and the Nazis offered up people in concentration camps as alien experiment subjects, most likely the communists and the gay people, because, I would imagine the Pleiadians already had plenty of reptilians. But supposedly, through this treaty, the Nazis learned about mind control, nuclear tech, and time travel. According to Preston Nichols, though, Hitler apparently went, quote, off mission and took things a little too far. So be assured that the Pleiadians staunchly anti-Holocaust.
Listen, again, it's nothing racist about this. This is just facts. It's just what history was, okay? They were like, whoa, Hitler, whoa. Hey, now.
Now, this would be illegal on our planet.
But luckily for the good old US of A, America was able to get their hands on all the alien technology the Pleiadians handed over to the Nazis through Operation Paperclip.
Cool.
When we rehabilitated all those Nazis. Naturally, much of that tech knowledge was then applied to the Montauk Project.
Whoa, man. Do you think Clippy was a Nazi?
I know Clippy was a Nazi. At least he hung out with Nazis and said nothing. He just corrected their grammar. And there's nothing worse than a grammar Nazi.
Looks like you're trying to institute Lebensraum. Do you need help?
As a matter of fact, I do, Clippy.
But now that we've had a bit of history, let's get back to the incredible life of Preston Nichols. Now, Preston's biography was not just limited to science. Oh, no. Preston is far too cool for a life of solely intellectual pursuits.
Yeah, I'm too cool. Chicks keep pulling me out of the academic game.
Rather, if you believe what Preston Nichols claimed, he changed the face of pop and rock music many times over, acting as a key yet unsung figure in the music business. Allegedly, it all started for Preston at a very young age, sometime in the late 1950s. See, Preston claimed that his Cub Scout leader, a dude by the name of Cal Mann, recognized Preston's innate abilities in the field of electronics and took Preston to New York City when Preston was just 12 years old.
I gotta tell you, Preston, I saw you. You were playing with that radio, and I just knew that must be his second language.
Thank you, Mr. Man.
Yeah, you're right. Hey there, little boy. I can't even know what you're really good at. Tying them knots. You want to go see a Broadway play with your favorite Scub Scout leader? All you got to do is sit on my lap here. It's called time travel training.
We're going to turn whittling into diddling.
Have you ever heard of a little thing called the twist? I'm going to do it on you.
We'll get your insertion patch.
Oh, yeah, that's your big gaper patch. His little bubble dilated 4 centimeters.
I'm a man scout.
Man Scout.
Well, Preston had an interest in music, and he had supposedly built a special recording device at the age of 12 that was able to tap into the esoteric principles of any song, thereby amplifying how well it could connect to an audience. Cal Mann was a musician, Preston wrote, who was better known by his stage name, Chubby Checker.
Yep.
And the song Preston supposedly used his new equipment to record was The Twist.
Yep. Absolutely. He's the only one who can hear me do it.
So hold on. This guy
my Chubby
claimed
Checker impression,
he was
by the way.
Chubby Checker.
No. Preston claimed that Chubby Checker was his Cub Scout leader. And that Chubby Checker was so impressed with his electronic skills that Chubby Checker took him to New York City so they could record The Twist together.
Okay.
Now you just sit there and watch me dance.
None of this is true.
Oh, yeah.
None of it's true.
What?
Cal Mann was a songwriter, but he wrote Let's Twist Again, which was the sequel to The Twist.
Whoa.
Hank Ballard wrote The Twist. And that's not even to mention the fact that Chubby Checker's real name was Ernest Evans. And he certainly wasn't a Cub Scout leader taking 12-year-old boys on trips to the city.
Yeah, sorry. I'm not Chubby Checker. My real name's Big Fat Mr. Domino. And unfortunately, I have not been training you for time travel. I have been molesting you.
Actually,
Fats Domino is the name of an actor famous.
No, Cal Mann's real name actually was Cal Cohen.
He had to change it.
He was a very nerdy white man.
Yeah.
And he changed it when he got into the songwriting business.
It's interesting. I'm thinking about this: Chubby Checker, Fat Domino, and Chess Records.
Yeah.
It's all in there. I just
What does Chess Records have to do with him being chubby or fat?
He's just distracting us from what we have to do here, Marcus.
It's another connection. You're asking me to find far-fetched connections this whole episode. I found one on my own.
But the thing is about all the information about Cal Mann and Chubby Checker and Hank Ballard, all that's not easily attainable in 1992 when Preston's book was released. Preston he even spelled Cal Mann's name wrong. He spelled Cal with a C instead of a K. So I think that Preston just figured that it was safe to make both this claim and the avalanche of name dropping that's about to come.
Also, just because I was such a big part of American history that they had to cut out. It was so hard for them to do it, to cover it up. So it was just like, you just can't know my whole history because I'm no secret man to ever live.
Mm-hmm. Now, Preston claimed that he also worked with the surf rock hitmakers The Ventures on many of their albums as an engineer. And through The Ventures, Preston met singer Frankie Valli, who recruited Preston as the drummer on Big Girls Don't Cry.
Is that real?
No, of
Big
course
girls do cry.
But it's like the only person I could see relatively that makes sense in this story is Frankie Valli. He's like the only guy.
One of the Four Seasons is in this. You're like, oh yeah, that makes sense.
I'm just having Frankie Valli there. I can see him being like, "Now that's a good tune." You know what I mean? Like because he had a great voice.
Yeah.
He had almost, I'd say, unworldly voice.
Ooh.
You see an alien? If you look at Frankie Valli now, he definitely looks like a Teddy Ruxpin style robot.
Can't believe Frankie Valli's still alive.
Have you seen him do his animatronic performances?
No.
It's just so good. It's just Sherry, Sherry, baby, Sherry. You can't see it. He's dead on the inside.
Yeah.
He's a dead man.
I'm very proud of him.
Yeah, he's making money.
My mom dated one of the Four Seasons for a second.
Really?
Which one?
Yeah. I don't know. I probably Autumn, but but I know she said it only lasted one date because he tried to go out with her sister.
She should have took that. She should have took that. She should have been. Your whole life could have been better.
Certainly wouldn't have been worse than my father.
Well, the thing is about these claims, Preston told his readers, don't even bother trying to verify all this. Because after Preston saw the kind of hell that Chubby Checker and Frankie Valli went through with being famous, he decided to have his name withheld on all of his work in the music industry, which is incredibly extensive, supposedly. For example, Preston claimed that he helped Phil Spector develop the wall of sound recording technique.
But you didn't put how he said he knew Phil, where he was like, I worked with this guy named, his name was Phil, big hair, crazy guy.
I can't go into all of his, fucking, stories, because he goes on and on and on and on. I'm definitely bringing all these down, like that he was responsible for the Beatles' jump in artistic ability with Sgt. Pepper. It's like, they came over to America, and I said, why don't you try recording on the big speaker?
Did you see the wall of sound that he built in his barn?
No, I didn't.
Oh yeah, there was one of the docs that Rob sent me, Dark Days or something like that.
Dark Files.
Dark Files, yeah. They go and they interview him behind his broken knobs and
Oh yeah, dude. He lives on top of bass speaker. He lived on top of bass speakers because they said it cleared him that the bass noises below 30 megahertz cleared him of his psoriasis. That is real.
He also said that he was the one who told Jimi Hendrix, hey, you ever thought about playing electric guitar?
This is the movie I want to see. This would have been so much better in A Complete Unknown. If he was in this.
He was also the guy who told the Beach Boys, hey, you guys ever thought about singing together?
No fucking shit. We've mostly been singing
Don't do it one at a time. Do it all 1, 2, 3. I'm thinking about good vibration. Come on.
Oh my God, you fat piece of shit. You're a genius. Who are you?
You never saw me.
I'm the guy who told Phil Spector to get a gun collection.
Well, Preston also claimed that he was not only the one who recorded Light My Fire by The Doors, but that he was personal friends with Jim Morrison. And it was actually Preston Nichols who taught Jim Morrison how to perform live. Before that, Jim Morrison just stared at the wall.
Honestly, I was the one who said, Jim, pull your dick out. They're going to love it. It's going to cause a moment. All right? You got the snooze for it? I want you to go out there and you flap it around.
I was the one who said, hey, Jim, you ever thought about singing about fucking your mother?
Hey, you ever trying to think about fucking your mother?
Just sing about it.
Hey, 2 words. Lizard King. Just made that up. Just thought of that. That's you. Done, right? Lizard King, that's you.
But interestingly, Morrison's story is actually related to another character from pop culture who also plays a role in Preston's history. Apparently, one of the most powerful psychic and esoteric minds on Earth belongs to the actor Mark Hamill. But Mark actually started in the music business, according to Preston. Preston claimed to have met Mark Hamill through Chubby Checker and Frankie Valli, because Mark Hamill was writing songs for other people without taking credit with his brother Chuck as far back as 1967.
That would make him...
No, I mean, he was 16 years old.
Just something
in
about Mark
1967.
Hamill writing songs for Chubby Checker. It's the weirdest hang. Right? It's a strange hang.
Yeah, 16-year-old Mark Hamill.
Because also it's funny because then Preston Nichols also says Star Wars is real.
Yes.
So he's hanging out with Luke Skywalker.
Well, no, he's still just the act. Mark Hamill is just the actor. We're going to get into the Star Wars thing here in a second. Let's not get too far ahead of ourselves. At the age of 16, Hamill supposedly wrote and recorded Beg, Borrow, and Steal and released it under the name of the Ohio Express.
Oh, damn!
No word, however, as to if Hamill also wrote the Ohio Express's other hit, Yummy, 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 I've Got Love in My Tummy and I Feel Like Loving You.
Actually, I think that was the guy that played Obi-Wan.
Alec Guinness.
Yeah, he did it.
Or as one of the Montauk boys who was forced to have a yummy tummy.
Ooh, yeah, he is. Yeah, he does. Let me get some.
But the connection to the Doors here is that Preston claims that Mark Hamill actually wrote most of Jim Morrison's poetry.
That's why
although
it sucks.
That's really not as big of a credit as I think Preston Nichols thought it was.
I literally don't do this to Mark Hamill.
Yeah. Now, Preston claimed that everything he knew about audio engineering fit into his understanding of mind control, which is what made him, in his estimation, one of the great recording engineers of the 60s, despite his name never coming up once anywhere for anything. See, Preston claimed that sound waves held electromagnetic power, and his later work on the Montauk Project dealt with similar energies, as the Montauk Project was all about harnessing frequencies to control minds and shape realities. It was the music business, Preston said, where all these possibilities were opened up.
It's an interesting idea.
In fact, Preston was certain that the psychic implanting of messages into pop and rock tunes is how the Montauk Project was eventually able to lure in so many Montauk boys to be experimented upon. Have you ever thought about Billy Joel possibly being a Montauk Project candidate?
Oh my God, was Billy Joel...
Piano Man.
No. Scenes from an Italian restaurant. There's no way that was made by all this Nazi technology.
Yeah, but
Do
sometimes
you mean to tell me that The Stranger was inspired by the Nazis?
well, it took only the mean Montauk boys lived. And that's why only the good die young.
Wow. Billy Joel. And Billy Joel hasn't talked about it once, and that's how you know he's a part of it, because he doesn't remember.
Yeah, that's true. Isn't it?
I want to find his chubby little hands, and I want to find out. I want to go to Montauk and find him on his, because I think he's only legally allowed to drive a golf cart now.
Yeah.
And so I feel like I think it'd be easy to find him.
What do you think happens to those two people that get brought from the back row to the front at every Madison Square Garden Billy Joel concert? Do you think those people just go home?
Wow.
Do you think Billy Joel's doing that out of the kindness of his fucking heart?
No.
Wow.
No.
Candidates for the time travel program.
Yeah.
No fucking shit. MSG's it's a slave market.
Right. They got to provide a bottle of red and a bottle of white, and of course, has blood and cum.
Wow. Or plasma.
But in addition to being an unsung hero in the recording industry, Preston also claims movie credits by saying that he was the one who convinced George Lucas to cast his friend Mark Hamill in the role of Luke Skywalker.
No shit.
As such, Preston said that he was present during the filming of Star Wars, every single scene, and that two psychics were present during all takes. In Preston's view, Star Wars was so popular because Lucas had instructed the psychics to implant psychic messages onto the film itself to make people like it more. Additionally, Preston claimed that he was the one who gave George Lucas the idea for the Force. And later, Preston claimed that he used his extensive knowledge of sound to not only develop THX, but also mix sound for The Empire Strikes Back.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
At this point, like when I'm reading it, it's like I'm just like it's like I can just tell the fucking weirdo that I'm stuck on the train with.
And, and that's the thing is what's crazy is that you'd even be describing, the psychics will cook and lunch. We're in Tangier.
Yeah.
We got the Jedis over there. And the
Wow.
whole time I'm just thinking like, Mark could be skinnier. And then me and George, we had a little sidebar.
You and
we were
George.
me and George go way back.
Yeah.
And-
George Lucas.
and George. And we were hanging out, and then, Obi was working on that new sequel to The Twist. And the whole time, I'm like, this is going to be big. This movie's going to be big.
Yeah. Bing bong. Okay, I get it. This is my stop.
No. Wait, let me tell you about what I did with Prague music.
Stand clear of the closing doors, please. All right, see you later.
I know it. I know Rick Ocasek.
Now, by the early 70s, Preston had either stepped back from the music industry for a little bit or he was splitting his time. Because starting around 1971, Preston began working for a military defense contractor on where else but Long Island. Preston said that he was hired to be on a team of scientists who were tasked with examining some so-called foreign material, foreign technology, which turned out to be a captured UFO. The craft was a typical disc-shaped flying saucer with no seams, no obvious buttons, and no controls. From what Preston was able to figure out from disassembling and reverse engineering the craft, however, it was operated not by conventional means, but by mind control, using psychic chairs powered by crystals.
This guy's so lazy. It's just everything's like a powerful chair.
You wait till next episode when it is all about powerful chairs.
You trying to tell me that Fat Man from Long Island is not going to be passionate about chairs?
when I'm in my lazy boy. I'm anything but. I'm a busy man. Because in this throne, I can control so many things with my Long Island mind.
I could get out of my psychic chair,
But I don't need
choose
to. I don't need to, you dirty fuck. I can do it all right here. Because I'm sitting in this chair completely filled, complete to the brim with raviolis.
Now, come
And
here, help
I'm
me
not walking around because I got a bit of a cramp. This is Preston Nichols, by the way. I love this picture of him. We need to put this on social media.
No, Preston's
What? That's what that picture says.
Again, audio medium.
What? That's okay. If you could see the picture of him going, my blood pressure is what?
Now, Preston's timeline can be difficult to suss out at times because he can be extremely vague and he jumps around a lot. But it seems like the defense contractor on Long Island that had hired him to reverse engineer this UFO, this defense contractor, was the Montauk Project. Because soon after he cracked the psychic chairs, he became a full part of the operation.
We had to rebuild some of them because we needed to make them more weight bearing.
Using the technology he'd gleaned from the mind-controlled UFO, Preston claimed that he was involved with the creation of a device that could send out thoughts from a giant transmitter. This device came to be known as the Montauk chair.
It's not funny, Eddie. There's nothing funny about it.
Nothing
This
funny
most
about the
important.
Montauk
There's
chair.
not a single funny thing about this chair. For the fact that
I mean, I know the Montauk chair also sounds like when you sit on the toilet too long because you have too much mozzarella.
Yeah, like, oh shit, better go take a break on the Montauk chair.
Being constipated because too much cheese. Now, a lot of the experiments in the Montauk Project would revolve around the Montauk chair. But in the beginning, Montauk boys would be sat in the chair while various radio waves, UHF waves, and microwaves of varying widths, pulse rates, and frequencies would bombard the Montauk boys' bodies, just to see what effect it would have on their psyches. Now, it was said that these waves could make a person sleep, cry, laugh, or be agitated, but it wasn't just the person in the chair who was affected. Supposedly, everyone on the base would get into a mood when the chair was turned on.
Oh, yeah.
So the brass began taking note of how powerful this thing could be. See, the chair was attached to that radar I mentioned earlier, the SAGE array, which, if you'll remember, was one of the big selling points for the military to turn the Phoenix Project into the Montauk Project. The SAGE array operated at just the right radio frequency to access the human mind. And once the Montauk Project figured out how to use the chair to break into the mind, it was only a matter of time before they figured out how to use the chair to project the minds of the people using the chair outward.
using tubes.
Tubes in the chair.
Outside of the chair.
Chair. Okay.
Yeah. And tunnels, but time tunnels. We'll get into it later.
That lead to
And
the
they're
chair.
tubes. They're not pipes.
No, tubes.
Difference.
Very much so.
No. What is the difference between a tube and a pipe in your estimation?
Let's just say one works and one doesn't.
I think pipes aren't as flexible. Tubes you can wiggle.
Wiggle tubes are quite wiggly.
I just
Yeah.
don't want to. I don't want to debase it in that way. But yes,
Rob, former plumber?
Yes, tubes come in long rolls.
Yeah.
Pipes come in lengths.
Thank you, Long Island former resident, Rob, for bringing your proper representation.
Well, the Montauk chair was also discovered to be quite useful for recording pop songs with subliminal messages.
Got to.
And Preston Nichols was naturally the engineer for these sessions that supposedly occurred on this military base on Montauk Point.
I couldn't help but notice when we were torturing that one Montauk boy, he had a beautiful voice. And I got just the song for him.
That song, 1974's Everlasting Love by Carl Carlton.
Open up your eyes, then you realize, here I stand with my everlasting love. Yeah, man.
It's a great song.
Yeah.
It's a great song.
Great song.
Great for a boy to sing.
I'm glad they built this chair with the tubes.
Yeah. No, we wouldn't have that cover of Everlasting Love without it.
Nope.
It was an early and wildly successful Montauk chair experiment. Although the subliminal messages that were in Everlasting Love, Preston Nichols declined to impart that information. But once the potential for the Montauk chair was discovered, the Montauk Project was able to move from controlling the minds of others to using the psychic powers of human beings to control and manipulate not just time, but reality itself.
Yes.
And that is where we'll pick back up next week for our conclusion with time travel, with pyramids on Mars, and of course, the Montauk Beast.
Yeah. And never mind. Boys in space. That's all.
Lots of boys in space.
Lots
many,
of boys
many
in
boys in space. Many boys in tunnels.
Now, the Montauk Beast, is that the Montauk Monster?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
No,
okay.
no. Different.
Oh, no.
Well-
That is it. Yeah, I forgot about the Montauk Monster. Montauk, you're talking about the thing that washed up on the shore,
when we
right?
were living
Isn't the
there.
Montauk Monster supposed to be of the same origin
Who
of the
knows?
Montauk Beast?
He might be from Plum Island. Who knows?
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
There's,
right. He might be. I forgot it. Oh man, Plum Island. We got to do next.
yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot
We're
of different
coming
things.
for you, Lyme disease. We're taking Lyme disease down a peg. Oh God! Or Patreon.com/last podcast on the left to see all the wonderful visual cues I did.
Yeah, and you could also, if you are a Patreon member, you can tune in live to Last Stream on the Left every Tuesday at 6 p.m. PST, 9 p.m. EST. You can also follow us on Instagram and TikTok at LP on the Left. And don't forget to check out all of our other wonderful streams at the Last Podcast Network at twitch.tv/LPNTV, and to check out all of the other incredible podcasts we have here on the Last Podcast Network. If you want to stay in the podcasting realm, just go to lastpodcastnetwork.com or type in Last Podcast Network to whatever podcast client you enjoy using.
Yeah.
Oh, very nice.
Our live shows are going to be great. We're going to see you in Detroit.
Yes,
We're gonna
that's
see you
either
in
next week or 2 weeks from now.
soon.
Yes, April 18th.
Yes.
And don't wait on your tickets for that. We're very, very close to selling out in Detroit. And we sold out in Toronto. Thank
Yeah.
you so much, Toronto, for
And-
always coming out for us.
Yeah, and Atlanta ain't far behind either, and that's going to be in June at the Coca-Cola Roxy, so make sure you get your tickets to all those fucking shows. It's going to be a lot of fun. Also, Invasive Species coming back to Florida. That's right, the first week of May. Well, technically, I guess. May 6th through 11th. Go check it out. All tickets are on eddytunes.com, including 3 side story shows in Fort Lauderdale and Orlando during that time. So come see me. The last run was great. I had a lot of fun. A lot of people came out, and I stick around and I say hi to everyone. So,
Well, yeah, we're going to have a fucking blast. We do that with all the side story shows. We end up saying hi. We can't fucking wait to do the shows with you, Eddie.
that's right.
But until then, be a boy in space. That's what all I want.
Whatever that means to you.
Hey, man, I know what that means to me. Huge fucking bowl and sit in the tub.
Fuck yeah, man. Rock and roll, dude.
You do that, man? I mean, I'm doing tub life now.
I used to.
I'm in there now.
Yeah, I don't tub, but I definitely toilet bowl.
Yeah.
Yeah. I gotta start smoking blunts on the toilet again. It's
I
been
miss
a
it.
while.
I miss it.
Yeah. The thing is, once you start wiping though, you gotta finish the blunt.
Yeah, everyone's upset.
Well,
Yeah, it's hard to share. Hail Satan.
sorry, I just got distracted by the whole blunt and the wiping thing.
Yeah, sure, of course.
Hail Geen.
Hail Mark Hamill.
Yeah.
he doesn't deserve any of it.
Yes.
Neither does Dr. John von Neumann.
I also feel like more people need to honestly hit up Mark Hamill about this.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah,
he
ask
needs
him
to
about
know how deeply involved in this he
Come
is.
on the show.
Oh, would love to. He needs to know that there's a whole world of he's going to be so excited to know Star Wars is real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if you want to come on the show and personally thank Preston, I think the family would appreciate it.
They'd really appreciate it.
But he didn't have any family.
No. Because you can't have a family when there's truth involved.
Well, the guy who has a giant pot on his head that lives on his property, I'm sure will be thankful.
Oh, yeah. Bye, fuckers.